Today, we're diving into the top 5 cities in the U.S. with the most gun rights. We're talking about places where the Second Amendment isn't just some dusty old document, man. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being prepared. And these cities get that. They understand that responsible gun ownership is a fundamental right. So we're going to break down the top 5 cities where you can exercise your Second Amendment rights with like minimal hassle. Stick with me till the end, because you'll be surprised by what cities are on this list and shocked by the ones that are not. All right, coming in at number 5, we're headed down south to Tampa, Florida, where the sun's always shining and the gun laws are, shall we say, relaxed. Florida's got this reputation for being pretty chill about guns, especially when it comes to concealed carry. Think about it. You're down in Florida, maybe you're grabbing some Cuban food, enjoying the beach, and bam, you realize you need to protect yourself. Well, in Tampa, getting a concealed carry permit is about as difficult as like finding a gator in a swamp. Okay, maybe not that easy, but you get the idea. It's all about responsible gun ownership, though. You got to know what you're doing, take a safety course, that kind of thing. But compared to some states where they make you jump through hoops, Florida's like, hey man, we trust you. And Tampa, well, they're like the poster child for Florida's gun-friendly attitude. It's a city that values freedom, self-reliance, the kind of stuff this country was built on. Picture this: families enjoying a sunny day at a park, kids playing, and everyone feeling safe. Local gun shops are a common sight, and they offer a variety of firearms to choose from. All of the shop owners are knowledgeable and always ready to help you find what you need. And let's not forget the local law enforcement who work tirelessly to keep the community safe. Community events are frequent, bringing people together and fostering a sense of unity. Many residents take their training seriously, regularly practicing at shooting ranges. Conversations about gun safety and responsible ownership are commonplace and reflect the community's commitment to these values. As the sun sets over Tampa Bay, you can't help but feel a sense of peace and security. The city lights up, a testament to a community that values both freedom and responsibility. In Tampa, the spirit of freedom is alive and well, intertwined with a deep respect for the law and each other. Whether it's day or night, Tampa's gun-friendly vibe is just one part of what makes this city so unique and vibrant. So, how easy is it to get a concealed carry permit in Tampa? Dude, it's surprisingly straightforward. It's not like you just walk into a 7-Eleven, flash your ID, and walk out strapped. You got to do a little paperwork, take a firearm safety course, get a background check, the usual stuff. But compared to some states, it's a walk in the park. It's like they actually want you to be able to defend yourself. They're not going to bog you down with a million regulations and waiting periods. I mean, think about it. You can order a pizza online faster than you can get a gun in some states. That's crazy, man. In Tampa, they understand that your right to self-defense shouldn't be held hostage by bureaucracy. So if you're ever down in Tampa, feeling the sunshine and the freedom, just remember, you're in a place that respects your right to bear arms. Now, coming in at number 4 from the sunny beaches of Florida, we're heading out west to Cheyenne, Wyoming. Now, Wyoming's got this whole Wild West mystique about it, right? Cowboys, rodeos, wide open spaces. It's like stepping back in time. But when it comes to gun laws, Wyoming's anything but stuck in the past. They're actually pretty progressive in a libertarian kind of way. I mean, these guys are serious about their Second Amendment rights. In Cheyenne, you can walk down the street with a gun on your hip, just like they did in the old days. No permit, no nothing. It's called open carry, and it's totally legal. Now, I'm not saying everyone's walking around like John Wayne, but the option's there. And if you prefer to keep things a little more low-key, getting a concealed carry permit is about as easy as ordering a burger at a drive-thru. Okay, maybe not that easy, but you get the picture. It's a pretty simple process. Now, I know what you're thinking. Open carry, isn't that a little, I don't know, intense? And yeah, it might seem kind of wild at first, but in Wyoming, it's just part of the culture, man. It's about self-reliance, personal responsibility, and trust in your neighbors. Think about it. When everyone knows that everyone else could be armed, it kind of changes the dynamic, doesn't it? It's like this unspoken agreement. We're all in this together, and we're all responsible for our own safety. And honestly, most people in Cheyenne who open carry are just regular folks, like ranchers, shop owners, teachers, regular people. They're not looking for trouble. They just want to be prepared if trouble finds them. So if you ever find yourself in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and you see someone walking down the street with a sidearm, don't freak out. It's just a way of life out there, man. All right, folks, we're moving on to number 3 on our list of cities with the most gun rights, and it's none other than Sin City itself, Las Vegas, Nevada. This city is famous for its dazzling lights, endless entertainment, and of course, its liberal stance on gun rights. You know, the place where you can get married by an Elvis impersonator at 3 a.m. while downing a yard-long margarita? It's a city where spontaneity and indulgence are the norms, and the fun never stops. Well, turns out, Vegas doesn't just let loose when it comes to gambling and late-night shenanigans. They're also pretty relaxed about their gun laws. Like, seriously chill. We're talking open carry legal without a permit, folks. In Vegas, you can walk down the strip, past the Bellagio fountains, with your piece strapped on, and it's all good in the eyes of the law. Now, I know what you're thinking, JR. Isn't Vegas known for, having a good time, maybe a few too many cocktails? Isn't that a recipe for disaster? You might imagine that mixing firearms with the high energy, often inebriated atmosphere of Las Vegas could lead to some serious issues. And listen, I get it, but Nevada seems to make it work. They're all about personal freedom, and that includes the Second Amendment. And if you'd rather keep things a little more low-key, concealed carry permits are relatively easy to get in Nevada too. So you can pack that heat discreetly while you're hitting the blackjack tables or catching a Cirque du Soleil show. The balance between freedom and safety is a delicate one, but Las Vegas seems to have found a way to navigate it. Whether you're openly carrying or just keeping it concealed, the city offers a unique blend of liberty and regulation that caters to both tourists and locals alike. So next time you're in Vegas, remember it's not just the slot machines and shows that make this city stand out. It's also their distinctive approach to gun rights. Viva Las Guns, indeed. Now, I'm not saying everyone in Vegas is walking around strapped, because that's just not the case. But let's be real. The option is there, and for a lot of people, that freedom is important. It's a part of the culture here. It's about having the ability to protect yourself and your loved ones should the need ever arise. And look, it's not just about self-defense. I'm not here to debate the Second Amendment. We all know how I feel about that. It's a fundamental right. Whether you're pro-gun or anti-gun, you gotta admit, there's something kind of fascinating about a place like Vegas, where the laws are so permissive. It's like the Wild West meets the 21st century with neon lights and slot machines. But hey, it's not just about the glitz and glamour, it seems to work for them. The city has found a unique balance. Nevada consistently ranks high in terms of gun ownership, but they also have a relatively low rate of gun violence. So maybe they're onto something. Maybe giving people the freedom to bear arms actually makes things safer. Or maybe it's the strong sense of community and responsibility. Or maybe it's just all those Elvis impersonators keeping the peace. Either way, it's a unique dynamic. Vegas is a prime example of a city where gun rights are alive and well. You do you, Vegas. Keep on rocking in the free world. And remember, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, including your gun rights. All right, folks, we're moving on to number 2 on our list of cities with the most gun rights. And it's a big one, literally. We're talking about Houston, Texas, baby. Texas, as we all know, is like the poster child for gun ownership. It's practically in their state motto. And Houston, man, they ain't shy about those Second Amendment rights. They've got open carry, concealed carry, and you don't even need a permit for either. It's like walking into an In-N-Out burger and ordering a number 7 with a side of freedom fries. You know, I live in Texas, and the people here, they love their guns. So do I. They see it as a fundamental right, a way to protect themselves, their families, their property. And you know what? I respect that about people here. In Houston, it's just ingrained in the culture. You walk down the street and you might see a grandma with a pistol strapped to her hip, or a dude at the grocery store with an AR-15 slung over his shoulder. Now, some people might find that a little intimidating, but honestly, I think it's kind of badass. It's like, hey man, I'm a responsible gun owner and I'm not afraid to exercise my rights. Plus, when you've got that many people packing heat, it kind of makes criminals think twice about messing around. It's like natural selection, but for bad guys. So if you're looking for a city where you can exercise your Second Amendment rights without a whole lot of hassle, Houston's definitely worth checking out. Just be sure to pack your heat and maybe a spare mag or two, you know, just in case. Now, without further ado, I'll reveal the number 1 city for gun rights. But before we do that, I gotta ask you to do me a favor. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. And while you're at it, let me know in the comments what you think about gun rights. It's a hot topic, and I'm always down for a good discussion. Now, without further ado, let's find out which city takes the crown as the most gun-friendly city in America. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading out west for number 1 on our list, Phoenix, Arizona. Now, Arizona's always been known for its wide open spaces, its scorching hot summers, and its pretty darn lenient gun laws. I'm talking about a state where you can practically smell the gun oil in the air. It's like stepping back in time to the Wild West, except with air conditioning and Starbucks on every corner. In Phoenix, they don't mess around when it comes to the Second Amendment. They've got constitutional carry, which means you can carry a gun openly or concealed without a permit. Yep, you heard that right. No permit, no problem. It's like ordering a double shot of espresso at a biker bar. You just walk in, assert your rights, and nobody cares. I gotta say, I kind of admire that kind of freedom. It's like they trust their citizens to be responsible. Now I know some people might think that's crazy, but think about it this way. If someone's gonna break the law, they're gonna break the law, right? A permit ain't gonna stop them. But for law-abiding citizens, it's a different story. It means they can protect themselves and their loved ones without having to go through a bunch of red tape. So if you're looking for a city where you can channel your inner Wyatt Earp and exercise your Second Amendment rights without a hassle, Phoenix might just be your kind of town. Just remember to stay hydrated out there, folks. That desert sun can be brutal. And there you have it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.